Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of May 13th through May 17th. We're in part 2 of our weekly trading game plan. We'll be selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, stocks in our shopping list. We'll also talk about how we can use dividend payers and several option strategies to also generate additional income while we wait for our top swing trading stocks to set up. So let's get started. So here's our Google document with our notes for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of May 13th through May 17th. We keep our notes for our weekly trading game plans in publicly accessible Google documents. Our notes documents contain links to bonus videos, the tools and resources we use to trade our top swing trading stocks, and also our additional trading strategies. If you have not already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, titled Sell in May Crowd Gone Away, we would highly recommend you also view part 1, which you can do via the link to the video in our notes, as well as on our BeachBum trading channels. We keep our notes documents in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes for part 1 of this week, as well as our notes documents from previous weeks, and you can also find a direct link to this Google Drive folder in the description box below. So let's get started. So firstly, we'll go over some of our trade updates for this week, and then we'll look at the charts in Webull. So firstly, we got stopped out of our latest long position in MSB Misabi Trust, which is an oil and gas trust. We had entered in on the 30th at 1653. We got stopped out on the 7th at 1683 for a small profit with an ROI of about 1.8%, which equates to a monthly ROI of about 7.8% on price appreciation for this swing or scalp trade on MSB. Congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who also profited from this scalp or swing trade on MSB. And as you'll see, we're going to continue to watch MSB for a similar swing or scalp trade as it bottoms out and swings back up. So we'll rinse and repeat this one as well. Welcome to Ricky Kahn, Gerald Fitz. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you all are doing well. Just a quick reminder, if you would like to get real-time trade alerts when we enter or exit a trade, you can get email notification by joining any low level of our Patreon. Again, I don't recommend anyone blindly follow us into or out of trades. But if this would help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career, again, you can get email notification. We also have several channels in our Patreon that I'll show you briefly that are accessible to our Patreon members to also notify you of various trade alerts. So the first one is a Thinkorswim trade alerts channel. So I also have price alerts set up in Thinkorswim. When those get triggered, they get automatically posted to the Thinkorswim alerts channel in our Discord. If we do follow that up with a trade, then I would reply to that Thinkorswim alert in that channel, so you can see when we got stopped out of our position in MSB that got triggered, and I replied back in that channel. If it's a trade not directly related to a Thinkorswim trade alert, then I post it in the trade alerts channel, so you can see when we went long and then got stopped out of our position in TSLY. We also have a channel of real-time alerts. So I have an automated system that generates alerts when stocks are moving up, breaking out near our price targets. And those get posted to this alerts channel in the Discord. And again, you can get more information about how that works, and you can get alerted when stocks are moving up, breaking out near our price targets, etc. Via the link to that video. Again, another great way if you're a short-term day trader, swing trader, momentum trader, great way to see sector rotations, near, immediate real-time trends in the market. So we could see here ZSL was moving up, which means silver's moving down. So again, a great way to see various movements in the market, sector rotations, etc. So again, you can get access to all that information by joining our Patreon. So if I look at this MSB trade quickly in Webull, so as you can see, we entered on the 30th. We didn't quite get the lowest price, but on that breakdown, that support level in MSB on the 30th, we went long, followed that up, put a stop in. When it rolled over on the 7th, we got stopped out. You can see it's kind of trailing off a little bit. So again, we'll be watching MSB for another opportunity to go long. If it retests that recent low or comes down near one of these support levels, again, we'll be looking to long MSB. Again, MSB is a small steel company that we like to use for sector rotations in and out of steel. So I hope that helps. Welcome, Ellen Krantz, LinkedIn. Thank you all for joining us today. Hope you all are doing well. Okay, let me grab a quick drink and we'll go over our top swing trading stocks to watch list for this week. I'll go over the updates in our notes. Then we can also look at them in our watch list Google Sheet and the charts in Webull. Okay, again, here's our current top swing trading stocks to watch list. So as we saw yesterday, gold had made another run up. Looked like it might retest its recent highs. Looked like it was going to run up to 2,400. We talked about various ETFs you can use to short gold. We are currently already long GDXD. Again, opportunities if gold does spike up. Again, if we get further tensions in the Middle East, etc., that seemed to prompt that spike in gold. Also, yesterday we talked about that spike in silver, so we've added ZSL back to our watch list. ZSL again is the leverage short on silver. Again, we saw a spike up in silver. Looked like it might go to test that 52-week high of 29.90 or so. It did retrace, correct a little bit, but again, if we get some news, some increased tension in the Middle East, we might see a spike up again in gold and silver. In those cases, like I said, we're already long GDXD. I probably should have scalped that out on the last correction. Probably scalp it out if we do get a slight correction in gold. And again, you can hear our discussion of the various shorts, ETFs you can use to short gold via that link to the video. You can also hear our discussions on various ETFs to long or short gold and silver via the link to that video. We just talked about MSB. We also have a video that goes into a little more detail on why we like MSB as a steel stock to trade sector rotations in and out of steel. Good morning, Sydney Osborne. Thank you for joining us. Hope you are doing well. Also, a quick reminder, we have a new Google Sheet where we can watch our top swing trading stocks to watch list, as well as stocks in our bullpen, stocks in our shopping list, additional tools and resources to watch your stocks in your watch list during the trading day. We've got several videos on how you can use this Google Sheet to watch our top swing trading stocks to watch, so you can hear those videos in our via the link in our notes. So here's our Google Sheet with our top swing trading stocks to watch list. Again, we have price targets, various support and resistance levels. You can see the current risk reward profile. Also have optionality and expiration and earnings data in this, and it gets updated at the end of each day. If I do make any updates intraday, We also have a channel in our Discord available to our Patreons. So again, when I added ZSL back to our watch list, I posted that in the stocks watch list channel in our Discord. So again, you can get access to all of these by joining our Patreon. Again, way you can quickly and easily watch our top swing trading stocks to watch, also our bullpen stocks, shopping list stocks, sector rotations, etc. All via the sheets in our watch list Google Sheet. So if I go over, I've got to log back into Webull. If I go to my top swing trading stocks to watch list, I'll zoom gold out a little bit. So again, gold made a run up, so that means GDXD's down. So if gold corrects and GDXD will bounce back up, again, I would wait for the top in gold prices, although GDXD and GDXU are based on gold miners, so they do tend to lag. There's not going to be a perfect correlation between that and the gold price, but again, they should follow relatively closely. Similarly with silver, when we saw that run up in silver, so ZSL is the short silver. So we see the recent bottom when silver hit that 29.90 recent high. So again, we'd be looking for that spike in silver and a rejection to go long on ZSL to short silver. And we talked about MSB. So again, those are our top swing trading stocks to watch list. Again, as I discussed also last week, the current environment is much more adapt to day trading, scalping, short-term trading. We talked yesterday about the current melt up we're seeing, and that it looks like the sell in May crowd has gone away, or at least gone fishing temporarily. So there may be some opportunities, but again, I would highly recommend you protect your profits as the sell in May crowd may show back up possibly near the end of the month to take profits, etc. So while we have this melt up, you can take advantage of that. Again, just protect your profits if we get the sell in May crowd come back from going fishing towards the end of the month. Just a quick reminder, none of our content should be considered financial advice. We're not financial advisors. All of our content is for education and hopefully some level of entertainment purposes only. So next we'll go over our bullpen stocks. If you're new to our community, the concept of bullpen stocks are ones that don't necessarily have the setup that we would prefer to put in our top swing trading stocks to watch list, but have identified that they may in the near future. So we put them in the bullpen, revisit them periodically. If their setup improves, then we put them in the game, move them up to our top swing trading stocks to watch list. Thank you for that positive feedback on the HIMX trade. So yes, congratulations to anyone who happened to follow us in or even get a better price on HIMX. It had a positive outlook from their earnings. The CEO said that Q1 was most likely the bottom in their automotive business, and it popped up nicely. Just FYI, I'm manually trailing that with a stop. If it does roll back over, we'll take our profits in HIMX. And again, congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders that are profiting from that trade in HIMX, which again, we're still in. And again, thank you for the positive feedback, Gerald. We'd encourage our BeachBum traders, please, if you get good trade ideas from us, let your friends and fellow traders know. Invite them to come to join our community. The more traders we have in our community sharing trade ideas, helping each other out, benefits everyone in the community. So we'd encourage you to, share your positive feedback with others, encourage them to join us. We greatly appreciate it. So again, here's our list of bullpen stocks. The first is CRT, Cross Timbers Royalty Trust. Again, this is a trust on oil and gas properties. You can hear more discussion of why we're watching CRT via the link to that video. So again, we'll see if CRT comes down to a support, if we can get an entry. I've been watching it. Is up a little bit, but we'll see if we get a correction. Oil did come down below 80 again. So we'll see if that gives us an opportunity. We're adding a Mosaic to our bullpen. Mosaic is agricultural inputs, potash. We also have it in our potash category in our ETFs. Google Sheet is one of the ones to play for potash. Also, it is a dividend payer. So as you'll see, we'll look at the dividend information for Mosaic when we get to our dividend payers Google Sheet. It looks like it may be bottoming out, and we'll see if we can get a swing opportunity in Mosaic. Also, we'd added SIRI. We talked about the buyout from Lincoln Media, the arbitrage play that Warren Buffett is buying, both SiriusXM and Lincoln Media. So you can hear more about that in the quick take video via the link in the notes. And again, it bounced up a little bit. We'll see if that's established a bottom in SIRI and if we can get an entry there. And again, take advantage of that special situation, that arbitrage, and join Warren Buffett in that trade. Okay, if I quickly look at those in Webull. So again, nice feature of Webull. I'm using the online browser version of Webull. You can have all kinds of different watch lists, quick and easy to flip through the different watch lists, flip through the different stocks in the watch list. So here's CRT, Cross Timbers Royalty Trust, Oil and Gas Trust. Again, we kind of see it bounce back up around 2050 or so. Seems to be a level of support on the level 2. You see 1236 was the recent bottom. It does pay a dividend. So it's a monthly dividend. It's not super large, 13 cents, 11 cents, etc. It does vary somewhat. So again, if we get a slight correction around 1250 or so, then we'll be looking for a long. Again, they had a special charge that caused the drop. So again, I think there's a nice upside after that special charge and get a correction back to the upside. Talked about Mosaic. So again, potash, agricultural inputs. We can see it had a steep drop on earnings. So that's what caught my attention. It did bounce back up pretty quickly. So if we zoom in a little bit, again, we see that very, dramatically negative reaction to earnings. It did bounce back up pretty quickly. So we'll see if we can get a slight correction. Does look like it's rolled back over under that pivot point. So, anywhere 28, under 28 or so looks attractive. So we'll see if that comes back down and we can get an entry in Mosaic. Again, plenty of upside in Mosaic up into the 40s. So not quite a double on a 52-week standpoint, but again, plenty of upside even in the near term up into the low 30s. We talked about the situation with SIRI. So again, it recently bounced up a little bit. 287 is the previous low. Looks like that is a support level. So we're looking at retest, but down around 289, 287. And it does look like it's potentially rolling back over. We'll see if we can get an entry in SIRI. And again, you can hear more about that special situation via the link in the notes. Okay. Let me grab a quick drink. We'll talk about our shopping list stocks. Also, just a quick reminder, you can also watch our bullpen stocks in near real time in the bullpen sheet in our watch list Google sheet. So again, it's much easier, much quicker to be able to see the current risk reward profile of our bullpen stocks. Again, I can trade, off of our bullpen list much more efficiently now that we have our watch list Google sheet. Okay, let me grab a drink. We'll talk about shopping list stocks. Let me check the chat for any questions. Welcome, Hamster1, and thank you very much for the positive feedback. Glad to hear that you like our content. Hopefully you'll also share our content with your fellow traders and friends. But again, thank you very much for the positive feedback. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already using Webull, you can still get 75 free fractional shares of stock by opening and funding an account with 25K or more. You get 20 free fractional shares of stock by funding with less than 25K. We use Webull for our market analysis, our due diligence, the majority of our trading. Again, if you open and fund your account, you can get your free fractional shares of stock, and we'd appreciate it if you'd use our affiliate link in the description box below. Also help support our BeachBum trading community. Good morning, Baloo Dog. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. So our concept of shopping list is we always recommend you have your shopping list of stocks you want to buy ready in case of an irrational reaction to earnings, a correction in the market, etc. We just recommend, stay away from zombie stocks, zombie companies. Again, we still got higher for longer, so those companies are going to continue to suffer if they have high debt, having to service that debt. So again, not financial advice, just a recommendation. Also, you can use this Biotech DD Google Sheet to calculate the quarter's cash flow positive, not only for biotech stocks, but also for any money-losing stocks to make sure they don't have solvency issues. So if you would like to see the stocks in our shopping list, you can see them in the shop list sheet in our watch list Google sheet. So you can see we have some of the mega caps. We watch Disney, IBM, I've got JEPI and JEPQ, some dividend payers, some REITs, land. We're currently still long land, LTC, we're watching Pfizer. It did bounce back up. So if it comes back down, again, looking at Pfizer, Tesla and TSLY. Again, if Tesla comes down, we would long with TSLY. We currently still have a cash secured put on Tesla at 150. Again, so we can watch we're still long APLY, which is the yield max dividend payer on Apple. So again, a variety of stocks that we have in our shopping list, I keep an eye on. If they pop up as an opportunity, I can jump on those opportunities and see that in our shopping list sheet in our Google sheet. Okay, next we'll talk about dividend payers. We'll take a look at Mosaic in our dividend payers Google sheet. We use dividend payers to generate income while we wait for our top swing trading stocks to set up. Just a quick reminder, you can also get 24/7 access to our dividend payers Google sheet by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. So you can use this Google Sheet to create your own schedule of dividend payers that meet your income needs, meet your risk reward profile, the categories that you like. So again, you can use our dividend payers Google Sheet to generate your own dividend payers income stream anytime by joining our Patreon. So let me grab a quick drink and we'll look at Mosaic. And if anyone else in the chat has a dividend payer you'd like to look at, please put those symbols back up in the chat and we'll take a look at those. Also, if you'd like to learn more about how you can use our dividend payers Google Sheet to generate your schedule of dividend payers, we've got a whole series of videos on how to find the best dividend paying stocks. And you can access that series via the link in the notes. You can also find them on our channel. So again, here's our dividend payers Google Sheet. And we talked about APOY. We're still long APOY, which is the yield max on the on Apple. You can see it just all the yield maxes just went to ex-dividend on the 6th. So the next ex-dividend should be around, early June. I look at Mosaic, MOS. So here's the dividend payment information on Mosaic. It pays 21 cents quarterly, so not a real high nominal yield, only 2.8%. It's got 8.28% adjusted yield. Again, as we saw, it's kind of low right now. So if it approaches that support level, the 52-week low, we're looking again more for price appreciation than just the dividend. But we can get paid, a small amount while we wait for Mosaic to swing back up. Again, pretty large company, so, I wouldn't expect it to move too quickly towards the upside. So again, we can collect that quarterly dividend while we wait for it to swing back up. But again, we're focused more on the price appreciation. See, its year-to-date performance has been pretty poor. Again, we're still long land. It's been pretty volatile due to bond yields, the 10-year interest on mortgage rates. They did have a positive reaction to their most recent earnings. Got IEF and IEW, pretty stable, popular. Dividend payers, also JEPI and JEPQ. Although, again, they're all pretty high right now with the melt up in the markets. Most of these others, MTEX, NPIT, are losing money. OARC, again, I use ARK-K. This is the yield max on ARK-K, so we'd want to see a 52-week low or a support level in ARK-K, possibly go into OARC based on that. SIRI, again, pays a very small dividend. Again, not one we're looking at in terms of dividends. We're looking at it in terms of price appreciation. TLT and TLTW, again, bond yields had popped back up. So prices came down. So if you're interested, you can compare the risk reward profile and the yields of TLT versus TLTW. Again, we'll be watching TSLY, which is the yield max on Tesla. If Tesla does come back down around that 150 level, below 150, then we would go long again, TSLY. Again, you can find additional of the yield max ETFs in the add sheet. So if you just do a find for yield max, you can find a variety of the other yield maxes. So I have been watching. Many of these are newer, so we don't have as much history. So you can again find all the yield maxes by doing a find in the add sheet. So we can see there's FBY on Meta, GOY on Google, Netflix, Nvidia. I know a number of people made good money on NBDY as Nvidia went up. So again, you can find the other yield maxes as well in the add sheet. And as those get more history, we'll probably move more of those yield maxes to our main sheet. But again, you can find them. There's the one on Microsoft, MSFO. So again, the best way is probably do a find on yield max in our add sheet. So I hope that helps. Welcome, Pawn. Thank you for joining us. Glad to see you here. Hope you're doing well. Are you in Florida now, or are you still up north? Ricky Khan, if I missed you, thank you for joining us. And congratulations on your profit, Ricky Khan, on NBDY. So I'll leave our dividend payers open for a minute. And if anyone else has another dividend payer you want to see, we can take a look at that in a minute. Let me grab a quick drink and we'll go over our option strategies. Okay, in addition to using dividend payers to generate income while we wait for our top swing trading stocks to set up, we also use several option strategies to also generate income. First is covered calls. So we sell covered calls against our positions when our stocks are going up, buy them back when they're coming down. We recently created a new spreadsheet where you can do analysis on various covered call scenarios. So if you would like to use it, you can make a copy of that covered calls Google Sheet. Again, do various what-if scenarios about selling and buying back your covered calls. And again, you can get access to that covered calls Google Sheet by joining our Patreon, and you can hear our previous discussion about how you can use that covered calls Google Sheet to do your analysis via the link to this video. We have a whole series, option strategies for beginners with examples, and episode 13 is titled Covered Calls, where we go over how you can use that covered calls Google Sheet. Our other strategy is selling puts, and when stocks are going down, buy them back when they're bouncing back up. And we use our puts ROIC Google Sheet to identify potential candidates for selling and then buying back puts. And again, that's another Google Sheet you can get access to by joining our Patreon. So again, you can use that to identify opportunities to sell and then buy back puts. So we'll quickly look at that Google Sheet as well. Just some quick updates to our puts ROIC Google Sheet. I added a put for Disney at the 80 strike price for January of 2025. We currently had one in there at 80 for the next month, so 517. So the nearest month I have one, and I also added a leap essentially for January of 25 to see if that would be more attractive. So again, we compare different expirations of even the same strike or different strikes on a stock using our systems. Again, our puts ROIC Google Sheet, I have automated systems that collect the options data update our puts ROIC Google Sheet at the end of each day, and then we can monitor those opportunities in our Google Sheet. I also made a couple updates. So we updated the price on Intel to 25 and the expiration to January 2025. And I lowered the strike on Sam Adams to 230. So I wanted to see if those, since those had declined, I wanted to see what the premium on that would be. And then on Monday, I will update, I'll roll the 517, the May contracts to the June contracts. So I'll update the 517s to 621. And then at the end of the day on Monday, we'll have the options data for the June expiration, as again, the Mays will expire this Friday. So here's our puts ROIC Google Sheet. Again, since the VIX has kind of gone back down, a lot of the premiums aren't as attractive. So there isn't, here's our main watch list. There isn't really a whole lot that's 5% or better. So not a lot of opportunities there right now. But again, if the VIX pops back up and those premiums increase, or we get some more volatility in the market, some of these might become attractive. Again, we have a cash secured put sold at the Tesla 150 strike. We sold it at 940. Hopefully others of our BeachBum traders actually got an even higher price. It went up to 1650. Now it's down at 16 cents. I've got to sell out at 5 cents. If that hits, that's fine. Otherwise, I can just let this bleed out and expire at the end of this week. If I happen to get assigned Tesla shares at 150, I'm okay with that too. You can also look at, we have a large number of other puts in our research sheet. So always looking for additional opportunities. Not a whole lot over our 5% threshold at the current premiums. But if you put the 52-week highs in, which I've done for a number of these, in the sell price column, we can see a number of these. If they do end up at their 52-week high, they can pretty attractive premium. So keeping an eye on these, you can see we recently added Square, we recently added SE. Also, if we look at the two Disney expirations real quickly, so Disney's in our main watch list. So I've got both the 517 and the 117 2025. We can see, it's got a better ROIC out in 2025. If I take the 52-week high, we get up to about 8%. So it looks like that potentially that leap on Disney might be attractive, at 930. So it's got a ways to go up before it would reach that 5% threshold. Again, you can use this for shorter term options trading. Again, if you want to scalp some options off, hopefully this puts ROIC Google Sheet would also help you with those types of options trades. If you would like us to add anything to our puts ROIC Google Sheet, just let me know. The symbol, the strike price or prices, the expirations, we can plug those into our Google Sheet, have our systems collect the data, and then again, it will update that at the end of the day. So, okay, let me check the chat, see if there's anybody that has a specific stock, etc. you want to take a look at, any topics you want to discuss, etc. We can do that. Otherwise, I've got several that I wanted to do some quick due diligence with you all and see if there might be some potential opportunities in some of these additional stocks. So again, if anybody in the chat has a question, ticker you want to look at, please put those back up. If I missed your question previously, I apologize, and we'll try to cover those briefly. So. Okay, Hamster 1 is asking about wheat, Mara. Yeah, I think it was last week we looked at Mara. We will actually snip out that part. And we did look at Mara. I think it was last week or the week before. Wheat, we talked about yesterday. We looked at the futures. Again, you can find the wheat ETF in our ETFs Google Sheet. Again, we cover ETFs and futures in part 1 of our weekly trading game plan. So if I just quickly look at that, again, we can see WEAT. Again, it's pretty high right now. Has popped up, so you can see the risk reward. There's more risk than reward right now in wheat. So again, it recently popped up. We saw it had that run up. And again, we looked at that futures on yesterday. I look at Mara very quickly. So I'm going to look at these others as well in FinBiz. So we'll get FinBiz open. Just a quick reminder, you can find links to FinBiz, Chartmill, etc., the tools and resources we frequently use in the links section on our homepage. Homepage is beachbumtrading.com, bum without the U. So again, if we go there and find FinBiz, look at Mara again quickly. So it looks like it dipped on earnings, not dramatically. Looks like they beat on earnings, but it still dipped. So they missed on revenue. So again, we talked about Mara recently as a potential good, profitable Bitcoin mining stock to watch. Talked about concerns with the halving. I don't know if they discussed that on their conference call, so I'd love feedback if others heard their discussion on what the impact of the halving would be on Mara. MNSO, Hamster's asking about MNSO. I'm not familiar with that offhand. Okay, firstly, it's a China stock, so we haven't traded individual China stocks for several years. We trade China using the yin and yang ETFs. Yen is long, yang is short. This is a retailer. Looks like it's recently run up. Looks like it bounced off of earnings, so it looks like they beat on earnings, beat on revenue, so it bounced up. Like it pays a dividend, special dividend. Looks like they're profitable. Not a whole lot of debt. Not a lot of discrepancy in shares. Performed very well. So again, I don't like the risk with China stocks in general. We look at what they do. Pop Toy Products. This sounds like I think it's Funko. Top toy brands, so it's a toy company. I'm a little surprised they're doing so well. Look at their net income. So it's increased and then been pretty steady the past couple years. EPS been pretty good, pretty positive. So again, net income increasing. EPS slightly increasing. So again, the numbers look good. I'm a little concerned about the industry. I think the toys might be slowing down. Looks like they've only been around since 21. And it looks like it's relatively, high. Recent low at 15, recent high near 30. So right now, 6% reward or $6 reward. Potentially, $5 risk, $5 to $8 risk. So again, risk reward profile is not that great at the current time. It is, trending upward the past couple of years. Some volatility. Again, I don't typically like the risk of single stocks from China. So I hope that answers your question, Hamster One, and I hope that helps. Yep. No, we always say, I try to tell you my thoughts. Again, none of this, people can have differing opinions, different approaches to trading, different trading styles. But I try to be honest and tell you what I think and what we do. So we try to be pretty transparent. Try to be always honest. So just not. I know I'm not as exciting as some of the hypesters out there, and I'll just make this statement: I'm not real big on hype, so I'm sorry if I'm not as exciting as other people, but I don't particularly like hyping things. We just like to be straightforward, honest, transparent, etc. Okay, so let me look at a couple of these that I've identified that might be of interest in the near future, and I'd love to hear y'all's feedback. So the first one I want to look at is this UONEK, which is Urban Broadcaster. This one has popped up several times in my queries. So it's Urban One Broadcasting. You see it's been trailing down. It looks like it might be stabilizing. So it looks like it showed up probably in a double bottom query, etc. Does look like they're making money. Not a huge, there's some discrepancy between the float and outstanding. So some concern there that they might, make an offering. They do have a very large debt. I don't particularly like that. It is optionable. See what they do. So radio broadcasting, African American and urban listeners. So a lot of these broadcasting companies, don't make money. They've got digital cable television, broadcasting related. So this was interesting that they look like they've been making money. Net income's positive but decreased. EPS again is positive but decreased. So recently it looks like, again, their net income went negative for the quarter. So that's looks like some volatility. So it's negative, went pretty positive, and then negative again. So their EPS also went negative. So again, some volatility. So again, this might be a turnaround, might be degrading. Again, if anybody has some experience or some opinions on Urban One, what you think. I want to look at it ChartMill as well real quickly. So again, you can also find links to ChartMill on our homepage. So we can quickly look at their profile in ChartMill. So TA rating right now is 0, so very poor right now. Setup is 3. Valuation, average. Health, a little above average. Growth's pretty poor. Profitability, average. Health, average. So if we look at their fundamentals, 4 out of 10, so a little bit weak. Profitability, 6 out of 10, so they're profitable. Want to look at their Altman Z score, see if there's any solvency issues. So it's got a very low Altman Z, so again, risk of bankruptcy. So this again might be one we want to stay away from. So again, they are a profitable broadcaster. I thought that was interesting. If anybody else has some other feedback, again, on Urban One, if that's something worth pursuing or to stay away from, love to hear your feedback. Ricky Khan says they're relying on local casino news, casino event news. So that might be somewhat negative. So technical rating right now is 0 out of 10. Setup 6 out of 10. Does present a nice setup opportunity. Reduced volatility. So you can see the support and resistance levels. So again, I'm not real sure. We'll kind of keep an eye on that. Maybe have to wait to see what happens. does look like it's got, quite a bit of upside. Again, significant decrease. Looks like, again, it might have bottomed. So again, looks like it, they might have bottomed and might get a bounce back up. Again, got pretty nice upside. They have been profitable in the past. Looks like the recent quarter was kind of poor. So again, love your further feedback. Ricky says I'm staying away for now. Again, that's probably good feedback. Again, I wanted to go through this with you all, see what you thought of Urban One. Also got a couple of others. See what your input is. Let me see if anybody else got some comments in the chat while I grab a drink a sec. Here's another one that popped up as a potential turnaround play that I wanted to take a look at with you all. EXTR. This is Extreme Networks Inc. It's a communication technology company. Again, it's showing up, at a bottom. Been declining for quite some time. They had negative earnings, their last earnings, but they did beat on revenue. Slightly negative. You can see just, they lost minus 6 million, so not huge negative. They have reported positive earnings previous quarter. So again, my question is this a bottom in EXTR, potential turnaround play? Again, high debt, I don't like that. So again, maybe both of these, might be considered zombie companies, and maybe we should stay away from them. It is optionable. Not a lot of discrepancy in the float. It's got a decent size float. Performance been poor this year. So they just reported earnings. Again, they missed, so it's dropped. We look at what they do. This is one of the other reasons I thought it was interesting, though. It's a data center related. So possibly, the AI FOMO with networking solutions, software-driven networking solutions for data centers. So that sounds kind of interesting. Sounds like that might get some attractive PR, etc. See, they missed recently, the previous year. Net income went negative the current year. The quarterly. So again, net income went negative, went significantly negative this quarter. So it's been decreasing, went negative. So they started losing a significant amount of money. It's probably worth digging into in more detail why the big decrease in income, if it's investment or what. So their EPS, again, went negative, was positive, but it's been decreasing. So again, reasons for the significant decline. I look at them also in chart mill. So the setup, very positive right now. TA rating, pretty poor. Valuation, average. Profitability, a little about average. Growth's pretty negative. Health's pretty negative. So look at their fundamentals quickly. 4 out of 10. So valuation's about average. Health's kind of poor. Profitability, above average. Solvency, so again, their Altman Z is kind of low. So again, financial risk. So again, maybe one that we need to stay away from. Maybe their debt is weighing too heavily on them. And maybe again, one that we wouldn't want to pursue for a swing trade. So again, technical rating 1 out of 10, but the current setup is pretty, although technical rating's bad, does present a nice setup opportunity. So possibly if you're a shorter term trader, if this does start to pop, like on the AI FOMO news, or if they release some positive PR, etc., it's got plenty of potential upside into the 30s. So again, been declining for quite some time. A lot of potential upside. So again, maybe it'll get a pop on some positive PR related to AI. See some bottom down here in the 850s or so. Again, plenty of upside. So again, I'd love your feedback. If anyone has any experience with EXTR, Extreme Networks, have any other opinions, should we stay away from them? Gerald Pitts is pointing out EXTR has a 10% float. So again, potential, not a huge short float, but possibly potential for a short-term squeeze again on some kind of positive PR news related to AI data centers, etc. So I guess I'll keep the other ones. Another one that I wanted to look at, USOI. So if you all want to look at USOI, I'll probably hold it off for next week, but I can just briefly bring it up. And if you all would like to look at that similarly as another potential turnaround play that's kind of bottoming right now, is USOI showed up in my queries. So again, another technology software infrastructure play. Again, looks like they kind of bottomed in support. Potential upside, looks like there's some volatility. So again, short-term trading, day trading, scalping, etc. Another one that might be attractive to you. You see they do payment solutions, prepaid cards. So that might be something, as the consumers max out their credit cards, maybe the prepaid card business picks up again. Businesses, merchants, etc. So it's just another one that popped up that might be of interest. So maybe we'll dig into that in a little more detail next week. So if anybody else has any last minute tickers you want to look at, also I've been watching MEEP, which is a biotech. We did some analysis previously on MEEP. I do want to look at their future catalysts to see what kind of future catalysts they might have, and also do an updated analysis on their quarter's cash flow positive. But again, another potential opportunity for a swing in the future. So we can take a look at those in more detail again, maybe next week. So thank you all to everyone in the live chat, everyone that's watching after the fact. We hope that you like this content. We hope you please smash the like button. Help us try to get the YouTube algorithm to eventually show us some love and share our content with other traders around the world. And in the meantime, we'd greatly appreciate, and we really need your help to share our content with your fellow traders and friends around the world. Help us continue to build our BeachBum trading community. We invite and would encourage you to also join and participate actively in our Discord. Our Discord's free to join. You can access all the channels with the exception of a few I identified for our Patreons. We have channels for different asset classes, different trading styles, etc. So you can join traders that trade the types of assets you like and the trading style that you follow in our Discord. If you have any further questions or comments, please put them in the comments to this video, or again in our Discord. You can tag us. We're BeachBum Trading, all lowercase, no other characters, numbers, etc. So again, if you have a question or you'd like us to take a look at a stock in a future weekly trading game plan, etc., future video, please let us know in the Discord or in the comments to a video. Also, we'd love your feedback on what we can do to improve our weekly trading game plans or any of our other videos, our tools, our Google Sheets, etc., our automated systems. What can we do to help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career, and to add more value to all of our fellow BeachBum traders? So again, we need, I would love to hear your feedback in those regards. So again, thank you for all your participation in the chats. Thank you for watching. Again, we hope that you like this content. Let us know, and we hope you will come back next week for our next week's weekly trading game plan. And good luck and have a great trading week.